I'm Jeff Philbin, just like it says down there, and like it also says, this is Dinner DeeAs. So that's 2 for 2 already. We're batting 1,000. We're off to a great start. And our idea for dinner is another deliciously different way to do Thanksgiving, which is easy, entertaining any time of the year. We're making a simple salmon Wellington plus pie without the pumpkin as we make quick key lime tarts. Joining us for her top tips for doing a holiday dinner which would work for a turkey-free Turkey Day is Chef Allison Zildjian from Zildjian Catering in Sarasota. She was last here sharing a mindful Mediterranean meal of chicken shawarma, falafel, and an Israeli salad. And if you missed it, you can watch it anytime at dinnerdeas.com. Chef, it is so great to have you back inside the Dinner Deas kitchen.
Thank you.
I'm excited. This is going to be so much fun because today we're thankful that she's here to share something special that you could have for Thanksgiving. If the same old is getting, well, just plain old. She has a recipe for salmon Wellington. It's going to look impressive, but more so, it's easy to make. And the perfect pie alongside it for our pumpkin spice Scrooges, her key lime tarts. So you're already starting the whole process here.
I am.
What do we got going on inside the pan?
Huh? So we have mushrooms. I'm using actually a portobello mushroom. You can use cremini, you can use white mushrooms. For the, well, we call it a mushroom duxelle. So the mushroom duxelle is in the food processor. We did garlic, onion, and the mushrooms. And I'm going to put, if you want to just add a little bit of salt and pepper for me, that would be great. And we're going to cook this down. So this is actually the same filling that you would use for beef Wellington. So we really cook this down for about 20 minutes until you see all the water evaporating. It's gonna, you see it's starting to come out.
Yep.
We just did a little bit of olive oil in there just to get this going. And then, very simple. So the actual process of making the duxelle is easy. It's just the time that it takes for all the water to evaporate. Because eventually what we're going to show you later is how to actually make the Wellington. And when we make the Wellington, we don't want a soupy.
You want that dry.
Right. You can see all the water coming out right now. So that's the whole key. So easy to make the duxelle, just we're reducing is basically what you're reducing.
We're reducing, and we also have the recipe for this wonderful Wellington and the key lime tarts we're about to start at our website, dinnerdeas.com. You can use the regular camera on your phone to scan the QR code we have in the corner of the screen, which means point your phone at it, and as if you're about to take a photo, don't do it. A link to us will appear right on your phone, taking you to us. Okay, so this has got to cook down.
Yes.
As we were just saying.
It's going to cook for like 20 minutes. You can see all of it bubbling. Yeah, it's going to reduce down. You know, not too much, but yeah, we'll maybe lose about a quarter of it.
And I love multitasking, so this is going to do its thing for about 20-25 minutes. What can we do in the process while this cooks?
Well, we can make our wonderful key lime tart filling.
All right.
This is the simplest recipe. You guys are going to love this.
Okay.
So we're going to start with 5 eggs. We're separating the whites. So we just want the egg yolks. So we're going to separate. Oop, we lost one. That's okay. Just grab it. That's why I'm wearing gloves.
See, there you go.
I actually wear gloves at home too, not just in my kitchen.
So this is just like, it's a right for you. Like, this is something that's just like you have to do.
You have to do the separating, or?
No, I'm talking about just the gloves. You keep the gloves at the house.
Oh, yeah. You know, because especially, you know, when you're cooking a lot and you get all those flavors on your hands.
Sure.
You know, you'll wind up smelling like garlic or whatever you're making.
And then, like, as you're having your hands by your knees, then the dog's chasing after you, too. I get it. I know that feeling. I love toffee, but, like, toffee, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, stay back sometimes. Yeah. I get it.
Well, and, you know, I'm using my hands to separate. You could do it all different ways, but we're just going to go with this. So
all right, very cool.
We are 1 can. It's a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk.
Okay.
That's why you guys are going to love this. So 5 egg yolks to 1 can of the sweetened condensed milk.
Simple.
Yep. We're going to just get this going here. Mix this in. And then once we just incorporate the eggs in here, if you want to throw in we've got about half a cup of key lime juice. So this is a Florida fresh squeeze key lime juice. So that's what's making it nice and tart. So we're going to put that in here.
Okay, going all in?
All in.
Okay.
You've got about a teaspoon of vanilla right there.
Very nice.
And then let's give it a pinch of salt.
And a little pinch of salt.
You
What
know,
does the salt do for you?
The salt, I don't know. I love just when I'm baking, it just kind of like brings out a little bit of flavor. Just gives it a little extra oomph that it needs.
It just accentuates it a little bit.
Yeah. So that's it. That's our 5 ingredient. You got the sweetened condensed milk, your egg yolks, vanilla, pinch of salt. So I'm putting this into another container to pour, just so that we kind of don't make such a mess.
Okay, so this is purposeful, so it's an
Yeah,
easier
you can pour it right from here, but you know, it's a little drippy.
No.
So we're gonna, and so we have graham cracker crust.
Yeah.
So I like to use a graham cracker crust for the key lime tarts. Some people, you know, there's people like it either like the plain pie dough kind or the graham cracker. I feel like graham cracker crust. Yeah.
Now, were you like making these? Where'd you get the little like molds, or can you get these molds somewhere?
You can get them at the grocery store. You know, I do make the graham cracker crust. It's graham crackers, butter, little confectionery sugar. So we're just to the edge here.
Okay.
And then we're gonna bake these for 10 minutes, right? So this is like if you've got to go to a friend's house and you need a quick dessert. This is my go-to.
That's a go-to right there.
And it's a favorite of our clients too. We make mini ones, make big ones, but we make a lot of minis during the holidays when we're doing
sure. It's just like a little like finger foods and just kind of going for it. So these are going to go into the oven?
For 10 minutes. So we're setting it. It's not like we're cooking. We're just setting it, you know, because there's raw egg in it. Yeah. So setting it for 10 minutes in the oven.
Let's get those bad boys in the oven because they might not take long to bake, but we're still taking a break here. When we come back, how we perfectly parcel up the pastry on our Wellingtons. Ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. We're thinking up holiday dinner ideas all this week. And today, turkey takes a time out as we make salmon Wellington and even find time for some key lime tarts, all thanks to Chef Allison Zildjian from Zildjian Catering in Sarasota. Before the break, we minced up mushrooms, onion, and garlic in the food processor, then sauteed that mixture with a little seasoning for about 20 minutes or so. Then during the break, we added in breadcrumbs and parsley and let it cool. We also worked on our key lime tarts, mixing egg yolks with condensed milk, lime juice, a little salt, and vanilla, pouring them into our graham cracker crust, and then baking them for about 10 minutes. And you just pulled them right out. So how did you know those were firmed up, done, ready to go to the liking that you needed them to be?
So we said about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. You just got to check. So we don't want it jiggle. So when it's jiggling, you know, that means it's not setting. So basically, yeah, we're just kind of getting it set 10 to 15 minutes. You know, everybody's oven is a little bit different.
Totally.
So you just want to make sure that it's just a little firm.
It's a little firm.
Yeah.
But they're not done just yet. What do we need to do next with these?
Well, we want to cool them down because right before we eat them, we're going to make a little whipped cream and a little lime zest. So we're just going to garnish them up with a little whipped cream.
Sounds good. So then these got to get into the fridge.
Yeah, we're going to put these into the fridge to cool down. And you know, you can do these ahead of time. You can whip cream them the next day. So another entertaining, easy idea.
I love that.
Yeah.
And while those cool for about 15 minutes or so, we got the salmon Wellington over here.
Yes, we do.
What do we need to do to get this going?
All right, so we've got our puff pastry. We have an egg wash. All I did was take an egg and whisked it up with a fork. And I am going to, so the reason I'm egg washing this is so that when we put our Wellington, our mixture, the mushroom duxelle in, and we close it, it's gonna all stick.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of brushing this around for you. And then you're gonna put some duxelle down in the middle.
And what's the proper amount? What's an optimal amount that we would want?
I would say, yeah, like maybe 1/4 of a cup.
Okay.
Because we want a good layer, so when we cut into it, we see that duxelle.
So about right there, and you're just gonna go straight into the middle.
Yep, I'm just gonna kind of spread it out a little bit. Because then we're gonna put our salmon right on top. You know, and you want, you know, that's a good amount. What is that, like maybe 1/4 inch thick?
About that, yeah, I'd say so. And then this salmon's gonna sit right on top of it. What kind of salmon do we have?
This is a Norwegian salmon.
Okay.
I love, you know, a Scottish salmon.
Okay.
You can use a coho or, any kind of salmon fillet that is your favorite at the grocery store.
Okay.
All right, so this was the skin side, but, for aesthetics, we're going to put the skin side up.
Okay.
Because now...
And the skin has been removed. Because
I did remove the skin.
And
yes.
it has a purpose behind it because you don't want it crispy. It would be kind of just weird being there, right?
Yeah, for this application, you definitely don't want the skin on it. Yeah, because you're going to slice it and eat it, and you don't want to kind of deal with that.
You don't want to be pulling that out.
Yeah.
Don't do that, folks. You don't want that.
So we're going to go one side up.
Okay. And you just go as far as you can go with it. Do you pull
we want to close it. No, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
And then I might just trim a little bit of these sides off. Okay. You don't want it to be too thick. It's not the perfect size. Okay, so this is, we egged it, and then you can just kind of like crimp it, like kind of over like that. Roll it, make any kind of design you want.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to flip it
it almost
over.
has this whole like calzone kind of a look to it there right now a little bit. It's kind of got this whole thing where it's just like...
Right, and if you're really ambitious, I was telling you could take a whole side of salmon and do this because we have plenty of duxelle.
Now you do this for catering jobs where you just do like a whole big fillet? You do anything kind of fun with any kind of design?
We do. We kind of make it look like a fish.
Okay.
Yeah, so, this one, we could put little fish tails on this if we want.
Okay.
All right, so let's take your piece on here.
Thank you, Chef. Okay.
And then I'm going to egg wash this again. And here's the fun part.
Okay.
So we were joking earlier, like we're going to make our own decorations. Actually, this is kind of something fun you could even do with the kids. Like,
this is totally.
They could do this, and I'm going to put a little garnish on it because obviously when people look with their eyes and
what would that do
fun.
for the exterior of this pie the crust there? What will this do for
the egg wash? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's going to give us a nice shiny brown, golden brown color. And also it's actually for the sticking. So let's see what you want to do. I'm going to give you whatever you want.
Okay.
So it's a small piece.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put too much on because it's got to cook.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
I think I'm just going to do like a little flour.
Okay.
Something. Our dough's a little soft, but, I'm going to make like a little petals. You could make a little bow.
To say bye-bye to the beef and say hello to some salmon, Wellington, with the recipe from Chef Allison, along with how to make the key lime tarts. Grab the recipes for both at our website, dinnerdeas.com. Scan the QR code on your phone to find us.
All right, so I've got these. The puff pastry, you want to work with it when it's a little bit more, when it's cold, because then you can design a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Because then that way, it's not really having as much malleability behind it. It's actually
just kind of.
It's a little bit
easier
to kind of work and cut through. And so this has stayed out a little bit, which is okay.
Yeah. So this will puff up and be a cute little flower. You could do initials. Like I said, it's a fun thing to do with the kids. Mm-hmm. Oh, here. Oh.
I'm just going to do a simple.
He's doing a little lattice.
Just a little lattice work on this a little bit. But yeah, it did stick a little bit, so it's a little bit harder to kind of get the cuts that I was hoping for. But
I see, that's going to look cool.
That'll look, perfect for what I'm looking for.
All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of egg wash on top of this
and that's going to just make a nice little bit of that shine behind it.
Yeah.
A little bit more of just that beautiful.
Mm-hmm. We like shiny.
We like shine.
Especially for the holidays.
It should be.
So I've just got a little flower here. Just give it a little thing in the middle here.
I like your flower more than my lattice. Like seeing it from that angle right there, I'm kind of like, you know what? Chef, you did a really nice job with that.
Aw,
I think that looks really fun. That looks, I'm looking at mine going like, I don't know about that, Dad.
I
see the side right there.
That's all right. We like a little creativity, I don't know. I just think, there we go.
Okay, that was the spot right there. You just need to get that little bit more because how long is that going to cook in the oven for?
We're going to go like probably 15, 20 minutes.
15,
it's fish. It doesn't need to take long. but we want a golden brown. So again, it depends on your oven, but we're gonna put it in a 400 degree oven.
400
so it's
degree
gonna
oven.
cook at a little higher temperature for a shorter amount of time. But I think, I don't know, folks, we'll see who's reigns supreme when it's all over.
Yeah, but until then, while we bake our non-beef Wellington, we're taking one last break. When we come back, tips for topping our key lime tarts ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. We're having a holiday idea for dinner today, thanks to Chef Allison Zildjian from Zildjian Catering in Sarasota. She's trading beef Wellington for salmon Wellington and making quick key lime tarts for dessert. Before the break, we took our key lime tarts out of the oven, put them into the fridge to cool while we worked on our Wellingtons. Brushing our pastry with an egg wash and adding the mushroom mixture from earlier, along with a piece of salmon, then wrapped them tight and got them into the oven. And you just pulled our tarts from the fridge
Refrigerator.
They're cool, they're ready to go.
Yep, I have some freshly whipped cream.
Very cool. And that's just heavy cream, confectioner sugar,
a little vanilla.
and a little vanilla?
Yep. You can even put some alcohol in there if you want a little
Okay,
extra.
all right, okay. I like how you party on that one there.
All right, so we are going to give us a little bit of whipped cream there.
And you're just using the pastry bag, the piping bag, just to be able to do this part here.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have that, could you
You
just
could
use
just
like
do a
Ziploc-
spoon.
A spoon?
Oh, actually, if you wanted to make your own pastry bag out of a Ziploc bag, absolutely.
You can just do that. Cut that corner off. Okay.
You know, I always like things to look beautiful.
Sure.
So
the tip part helps a little bit because it has that beautiful little ridge that comes with it.
So we're just, you can put as much or as little as you want, but here we go. And freshly whipped cream on the key lime tarts. I mean, how much better is that?
I know, it already gets that smell
And then we
right
got
there.
the little lime, you could even cut little pieces and put them on. I just do a little bit of zest.
Just that zest.
Yeah.
I love that because they have these divinely decorated key lime tarts for your next party or just dinner tonight. Grab the recipe at our website, dinnerdeas.com. Scan the QR code down there to find us. And when we come back, we take a little taste of our tarts and find out which of our Wellingtons wins best looking dinner ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. My guest today is Chef Allison Zildjian. She runs Zildjian Catering in Sarasota and has a recipe perfect for easy entertaining, making a Wellington, but with salmon instead of beef, and some simple key lime tarts. And you know, you said it when we were kind of like, you know, putting these into the oven. Oh, which one's going to be better? Which one are we going to go with? And I'm sorry, but
We're eating yours, yes. I mean, okay, so mine was decorated differently.
It
We
was a
needed
little
to do the pictures.
Okay, so then in that chance, then
Right, so I used
we're
mine
both
for
winners,
pictures.
and that's the way it should be.
We're
There's no
both
losers when it comes to Dinner
winners,
DeeAs.
that's
Okay,
right.
there's absolutely no losers when it comes to Dinner DeeAs. You're a
No.
winner always because this is going to be the winning dish.
It looks good,
All right, you
right?
ready to dig in?
Of course.
Now, what should we be tasting for? How do we do this? Right.
Well, I would just cut right down the top there. Because you want some of the salmon. And we have it on a little bed of spinach, just give it a little, you know, a little something extra. But yeah, I mean, it's not a real, you know, it's a little messy. Oh, see, you cut yours much nicer than mine. You're a professional.
You are.
You're a professional eater.
I'm going to get that part too now at this stage of the game.
Yeah. So the whole thing, the pastry, the duxelle, our salmon, should be all the flavors together.
And it's absolutely fantastic. You know, because so many people think, oh, Wellington's only got to be with the beef, and you know, you're going to have it wrapped with the prosciutto, and before you know it, it gets really expensive. And there's a lot of families right now that's like, hey, I still want a great meal. I still want all of what's the idea behind it. I can't afford to do like a big tenderloin. I mean, that can get expensive.
Right.
Plus, it's a great option.
Yeah, and also like with salmon, I think sometimes I think salmon is the most popular, crowd-pleasing fish that people eat and recognize the most. So doing it in the Wellington style just gives us something different to do.
Totally.
You know, and it wasn't that hard.
It's really not.
Yeah, so it's a fun thing to do with family.
Totally, and that's the key, is that, you know, when we have everyone coming around, they can do little parts of it. They can have fun. They want to do the entree, you absolutely could. They want to do the dessert,
Oh, yeah.
we can actually do that part too. All right.
Skip to dessert.
We're going straight to dessert
I
now.
say start with dessert, but
You do the whole backwards dinner?
oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah. All right. Very
Especially
cool.
when it's chocolate.
Which one are you going for? All right.
I'll
Ladies
try
first.
this one.
That's the one. All right.
So we got our freshly whipped cream with some zest.
Yep.
And again, we decided to use graham cracker crust. These could actually pop right out. Nice and tart, but not too tart.
Oh yeah. There's something so simple.
Yeah.
I mean, how many ingredients did you have in this?
5.
Five?
Right? Eggs, condensed milk, vanilla, a little pinch of salt.
That's
so
it.
4.
That's it. And then you did your own whipped cream, heavy whipping cream, confectioner's sugar.
Vanilla.
That's about it. 3 right there. So under 10 ingredients. Oh yeah, by the way, a little lime zest at the end of it all.
Right.
Against an already preformed graham cracker shell to work with. I mean,
Yeah.
it
And
doesn't
if you're
get
really
much.
ambitious, you can make your own crust. And again, we talked about graham cracker crust versus just a regular crust. But I think, most popular is graham cracker.
Yep, and what's
All the
going to be
way.
most popular is yours right here. This is absolutely fantastic. Thanks again to Chef Allison Zildjian. A link to Zildjian Catering is at dinnerdeals.com, or we also have the recipes for everything we've made today. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more ideas for dinner, or as we call them, Dinner Diaz.
Thank you.